Hey everyone, Happy New Year and welcome back to another Spirit Baby video. This is the first video of 2021, so let's see what the babies have in store for us. I'm going to try a new thing just to see how it feels, but I will be pulling a card off screen to get a sense of what the babies want to talk about, and then we will jump into the readings. So this is from my sample deck, so it's not part of this deck. The Chariot can come out once again. So with the Chariot, there is a lot of movement. That's what the babies want to focus on for this week. Again, it feels like every time we do a weekly reading, the week in question is this foundation week. That's what Spirit is focusing on. Spirit babies, divine counterparts, whoever it is that comes up in these readings, they're focusing on setting the foundation for the events to play out, whatever those events may be. So with the Chariot, we have a lot of movement, a lot of progress as well. Finally taking the next steps in this connection, in their own growth, in their own spiritual journey. So there's a lot of forward movement. This may be in particular with Cancer signs or those that have Cancer in their natal charts. It doesn't really matter where, but it feels like it's highlighting those people. So it does feel like the Spirit babies want to talk about divine counterparts specifically. So let's dive right in. Let's see. So they're going to focus on the divine counterparts that have come to some realization. They've gone through a graduation ceremony almost. So yeah, this is a group of divine counterparts that are ready to take action. There are still some that are in that meditative space where they're still healing, working through their trauma, trying to figure out who they want to be and what next steps they want to take. But the group we're focusing on today are the divine counterparts ready to take action. And you know what's interesting? With them jumping into that action energy, it feels like you, their counterpart, you're going more into this relaxed energy. So as you can see here on the card, they are taking action, you are taking a rest. And this can manifest in many different ways. You may be feeling very lethargic and tired. You may be focusing more on your self-care, so staying hydrated, moving your body, eating high vibrational foods, or treating yourself to comfort food. That may be it. Or the spiritual connection, it's not gone and it hasn't disappeared, but you feel like it's gotten softer. So you may not be hearing from them often if you are very prone to telepathic messages with your partner or intuitive signs, feelings. You may be getting less or even more. It really depends on what your partner wants to say to you. And remember, this is a general reading, so if you want a personal reading, you can go and purchase one at my website. The link will be below. So there is a lot going on with, it's like this overall group of counterparts ready to take action. And then within that group, there are subdivisions of the counterparts who are going to take a specific action or who are communicating with you in a very specific way. So what's going on with these subgroups? I'm just going to pull cards for each group. So I got one up there. Feels like there are 5 subgroups. I'm laying the cards as I see the subgroup. They don't have titles necessarily, it's just energy. I thought the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands were the same card for a second. Okay, very interesting. We have 2 tens, both of them representing family. We have 2 wands that look very, very similar. So the actions taken by both subgroups will be very similar. And then we have the Empress, the three of the Empress, which is like good things come in 3, a lot of creativity, a lot of magic. So for the first group with the Three of Wands, they're ready to receive. And with this receiving, it's almost like all the chips have fallen into place. All the puzzles, the pieces of the puzzle have come into place. They now feel like they're ready for this new beginning with you, their counterpart. They're ready to fully receive it. It feels like they've already been taking action in their life. So, for example, if they were trying to find a new job or um, move houses, whatever it is that they were working on, they were actively taking those steps in their life without you knowing. And that's perfect because they wanted to move in silence. However, now they've come to a point where they're ready to fully receive all of the manifestations, all of the abundance, including you and your connection. And the spirit babies have been guiding them along this route. They haven't really been interfering much as of late. Um, they're just supervising. If your counterpart needs them, they are there. They may be leaving breadcrumbs here and there, but they're not actively getting involved because your counterpart, for those of you resonating with the Three of Wands, they're no longer in that energy of needing to heal, like focusing on their healing. They've gone through a big transformation and they are in the king energy. They fully embraced it. And they're really like taking back their power. Let's get another card for the Three of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. So with the Three of Wands, getting ready to receive, being really abundant, now it's about manifesting that, merging that 5D energy to the 3D, or merging their own energy, like within their own lives, because they have been on this journey of solitude, working on themselves. They're now ready to merge that with you so that you can come together into this union and then proceed as partners. So that was the Three of Wands. I'm going to shift this over because you can't really see. Okay, so now with the Empress. The Empress is interesting. It feels like the counterparts in this card, they're ready to take that next step to build a family, or they're ready to return to you as your equal. In the past, they didn't feel as if they were your equal. They thought that they were unworthy of you. You could do much better. But now that they're feeling very stable and secure within their own energies, within their own lives, they are ready to return and treat you like the Empress, like the queen that you are, while also embracing their king emperor energy and really receiving that as well. But the Empress here represents this new beginning, like birthing a new beginning. They are ready to take that step forward. They're thinking about it. They may not be working like on the next steps right now. They may not be walking towards you, ready to approach you, but they are thinking about it. They are manifesting it. So are you. You're both working on it in the 5D, and it's slowly merging in the 3D so that both of you will take action to meet up at that rendezvous point. We have Temperance. So we have two major arcana cards here. So big changes are coming to you in your connection with your counterpart, but it's going to, I don't want to say it's going to take a lot longer to get there. It's just the message is slow and steady wins the race. Don't try to force it. Don't try to rush it. Same with your counterpart. They are being told the exact same message. Don't rush it. Just go with the flow. Really feel your intuition. With this pile here, you're being asked to reconnect your energies and trust in your intuition, both you and your counterpart. You really got to work on that foundation, on the stability of your intuitive communication, and just your intuitive abilities as well. Because when you strengthen that, you're going to strengthen your manifestation abilities and so forth, and then you will come together. Temperance here feels like the spirit babies have split up to work with you and your partner. So if you have more than one spirit baby, then they are taking turns bouncing back between you, your partner, and also just the universe in general, making sure all cups are being filled equally, everything is moving in motion as scheduled. So nothing is rushed, nothing is forced. If you have only one spirit baby, or you've only connected with one spirit baby, then the Spirit Baby Council, which is this, it's just the collective spirit babies that aren't assigned to to parents, siblings, anything like that, they are also watching over this connection. There's a lot of teamwork here, a lot of gentleness too. So really try to relax and be in your receiving energy, receiving of both your manifestations, but also intuitive guidance, because that is coming towards both of you. And the babies are approaching both you and your partner with a very gentle energy, almost like a gentle parenting energy. So it's kind of like the roles have reversed, which is really cute. So the next group here, 10 of Pentacles. Partnerships, partnerships, partnerships. Now this may be families in particular. So you and your partner, if you are together, you may be working towards starting a family. So for those of you trying to conceive, this may be a message for you where your partner has been receiving guidance from the spirit babies and reassurance from the spirit babies so that they are now in this energy to welcome a child, to evolve into that parent, a level up, if you will. So that may be going on here. But for the most part, it feels like your partner wanting to come back into this relationship as an actual relationship, as partners, as romantic partners. They kind of want to skip over the whole reconnecting, being awkward, and starting off as friends stage. They're thinking, you know what, this didn't work in the past, so we're just going to skip over it and just be adults. And when I say adults, it's more like this mature energy. That's what they want to be in when they return to you in this sense. They want to work on the partnership. They really want to take action. They have everything planned. Very interesting how this card and the Three of Wands, they kind of relate but don't, because with the Three of Wands, it's more of this like inspired idea. They're working on it. They're planning it. They're taking steps little by little as they continue to plan. So it's not fully laid out yet, this plan of theirs. Whereas the Ten of Pentacles, it has a lot of earth energy where they have planned it. They've planned it meticulously and they're like, yes, I am now ready to take action. And with their planning, it's not so that they weren't planning specific scenarios. For example, they didn't say, okay, my person and I were going to meet at this grocery store at this time on this day. They weren't doing that. They weren't micromanaging. They were planning how they want to approach you, how they want to express themselves, and they're reminding themselves, be open to communication. Don't jump to conclusions. So they've prepared themselves mentally for this next step. And we have the Ace of Cups. And you know what? They are ready to share in a heart-to-heart. They want to share their emotions. And they want to receive their emotions too. They want to receive this emotional fulfillment with this relationship. So that's why they want to skip the awkward stage. They want to skip the fighting stage. Because to them, like, there's nothing to fight over anymore. Yes, you will talk about what has happened in the past and you will work on it together. But they don't want to approach you and just get an earful, right? They don't want to be reprimanded for the past when they've grown and evolved from it, and vice versa. They're not going to approach you and give you like a huge list of things that you could have done to improve. They're not doing that. That's a negative energy. They don't want to tap into that. They want to approach it like a mature adult, really have that heart-to-heart conversation and work it out with you, while also being in their emotions, really feeling their emotions and sharing it with you 100% with honesty. They want to be vulnerable. They want this clarity as well. But for the most part, for the counterparts in this group here, they have a goal and they're going to achieve this goal because their emotional fulfillment is finally at the top of their list of things that they want to achieve. That's what they're focusing on right now. And they're not hyper focused on it because that's not healthy, but it is there in their mind. They will go about their day doing whatever it is that they need to do, living their life to the fullest. But this emotional fulfillment, this happiness, this love, this relationship is definitely on their mind. And they're always thinking about how they can improve on their end to manifest this. So if you did break off on a low note in the past, they're working on how they can approach you and really show you how they've changed and express their feelings to you without you thinking that this is all an act, because it's not. Now the Ace of Wands. Oh, we got another. Oh, we got the Ace of Pentacles. All right. Um, so the Ace of Wands is the card of taking action. You know, it's a conception card, it's a new beginning card. And then clarified with the Ace of Pentacles, that's a 3D new beginning. They are on it. This group, they're right now in motion. I can feel them in motion. Um, with the Chariot being the first card, going back to that, they are definitely in motion movement. They're on their horses, they're on the path towards you. Like they've left a long time ago, and it feels like they left um in like the secrecy of the night, you know, shrouded by the night, so that you wouldn't have felt them leaving towards this new destination, towards you in this relationship. They really wanted to move in silence, to keep it a secret, so that A, they can surprise you, but also they just wanted to do this because they wanted to do this. They didn't want you to feel as if they were taking action because you were calling them in. Yes, you are calling them in, just like they're calling you in, but they wanted to prove to themselves that they're doing it for them. They're pursuing this emotional happiness for them because they are ready. They're not doing it because, like, they don't want it to feel as if they've been pushed to do this when they're not ready to do it. They really wanted to test themselves to see if they are ready for this beginning. And they are. With both aces, they are definitely ready. I'm going to pull one more card for the Ace of Wands pile. We had the Five of Wands. So no more miscommunication, jumping to conclusions. No more ego. Yes, the ego will flare up every now and then because that's just what happens. But they're not letting that ruin their lives or control their lives. And they're asking you not to let it control your life too. So when you do feel an intuitive feeling or a message, if you see a sign somewhere and you like think, oh my gosh, he's talking to me, or my partner is talking to me, they're saying XYZ, believe in that. Don't let your ego creep up and say, no, you're just imagining that. That's not true at all. Don't do that, okay? You got to fight that ego and really trust the first thing that comes to mind, because that is your intuition speaking to you. That's your partner, that's your spirit babies speaking to you. It's more so going to be your spirit babies talking to you. They are acting as messengers for this group. Just because your partner really does want to continue to move in silence, and the more energy you're going to put into your partner and thinking like, oh my gosh, where are you? I'm looking for you. Like my eyes are wide open. That's going to deter them just a little bit. So for example, let's say that they are destined to reach their destination, this union, like today in an hour. But then you start thinking about it and you're overthinking about it. That's going to push them back because you're now putting that spotlight on them. They're going to say, you know what, I'm just going to take a rest at this inn in this village, and then I'll get back to it when you least expect it. So for you, it's a little tricky because yes, you are going to receive these signs for those of you resonating with this message, and you're going to want to think about it. But here's the trick. You receive the sign, you say, thank you, I receive it, I acknowledge it, this is what's going on, and then release it. Don't think about it. Don't force information to come through about that particular message. Release it and be open to receiving the next message and the next message. Again, don't go looking for it. Just be open to it. And there's going to be a point where you're no longer getting messages spiritually because your partner is actually going to talk to you in the 3D in whichever fashion they choose. Last but not least, we have the Ten of Cups. So this is emotional fulfillment. It's a wish fulfillment card too, as well as the family coming together partnerships. And that's what your partner is really focusing on. They do see a family with you. They're very much in their head right now, like in a dreamy kind of feeling, almost like a Pisces energy, where they're thinking about you often and the family that you can have and that is waiting for you. The spirit babies are very, very active with this group here with the Ten of Cups. Kind of taking them on a journey and saying, hey, like, this is a possibility of we can have this life together as a family and you'll achieve XYZ and whatnot. Like they're really showing your partner these things in visions, which is helping your partner want to take action, you know, planning those steps to take action. We have the Seven of Swords. So yes, so for this group here, they are moving towards action. There is progress, but it's more so an emotional progress, changing their thought patterns. So once again, every group here, they've evolved from that place of healing, of needing to heal. They've kind of graduated onto the next step. So the first step being dark night of the soul healing. Next step is working towards taking action and also manifesting. So it's kind of like they were deprogrammed and now they're reprogramming themselves to be the person that they want to be, right? So for this group specifically, they're still in that classroom, let's call it, of reprogramming, but also just having hope again, you know, rebuilding hope and your trust in the universe. That's what this group of divine counterparts are doing. So they're leaning heavily on support from the universe. They're really opening up to it. You can reach out to them spiritually and talk to them or just say, hey, I'm here if you want to talk. Some may resist against it because they do want to continue this journey on their own for the time being, and that's okay. You cannot have your feelings be hurt by that because just like you are on your own individual journey, so are they, your partners. But for this group, they are heavily relying on the spirit babies to guide them. Some of them will understand that these spirit babies are their spirit babies, so whether they manifest as their own children, nieces, nephews, etc. Whereas others don't quite understand that they are spirit babies. They see them more as spirit guides. So they have deep trust with the spirit babies. They have a very strong bond. They just don't know that they are spirit babies yet. They kind of want to build this bond, strengthen it further before revealing, hey, I'm your spirit baby. Just because it's easier, like I know from experience with my own spirit babies and from many others that I have connected with in personal readings with all of you, some of them want to be perceived as a young adult, like in their 20s, 30s, because they feel like it's going to be easier for you to receive their messages, whereas some of them like to be kids and have fun with their messages. It depends on the soul and also you receiving the message. So that's why they are spirit guides who are babies, but they haven't really revealed the baby part yet. It's a little secret. It's okay. It's going to be received well. Don't worry. So I love how all of these messages, there is movement. I love how the spirit babies are involved in each and every group, each subdivision. They're doing things a little differently depending on what the needs are. They don't want to overstep their boundaries. They don't want to take control of the situation. You know, they want the divine counterparts in each subdivision to really grow and work on this on themselves. It's kind of like when a kid needs help with homework, they don't want you to do the homework for them. And you shouldn't do the homework for them because they're not going to learn. They need your guidance, your support. If they have a question, they need you to give them an answer or help them find the answer. That's what the spirit babies are doing right now for these divine counterparts. Yeah, just every group is so unique, and the connection with their spirit babies is equally unique. And there's so much movement, so much progress. I cannot emphasize that enough. There's so much going on for this year. It really feels like this reading is setting the foundation for 2021. So don't worry if you aren't seeing changes within the next week. That's okay. Good things take time. Just remember that. So I'm going to pull a closing message. Just one card, closing message. We have the Tower. So there is a lot of clarity coming to you in this situation. Again, your divine counterpart, wherever they may fall, they're busy. They've already come to this point of clarity. Now it's time for them to share their clarity with you, with communication, be it spiritual, in your dreams, meditation, visions, or in the 3D with phone calls, text messages, whatever the case may be. So that clarity is coming through. You're going to have this moment of, oh my God, it's happening. Red alert, it's happening. It's here. But don't freak out, okay? Just know that this is happening in divine timing. and you are being watched over by your higher self, your partner's higher self, the spirit babies, your spirit guides, and the universe as a whole. So that was this week's message. I hope you all enjoyed it. In the comments below, let me know which of the subdivisions resonate with you. And it's okay if more than one resonate, because it's possible that your counterpart may be switching in between. This is not a cycle. They can go which way they want. But let me know. So we have Three of Wands, the Empress, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Which group do you resonate with, or do you sense that your partner is in? And if you aren't sure, let your spirit babies guide you. This is a great way to strengthen your bond with your spirit baby while also building upon your own intuitive gifts. So I hope you had a fantastic holiday. I look forward to seeing more of you this year. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe, stay hydrated, and be in your receiving energy. See you all next week.